Hello guys, let's get started. And now we are talking about human leadership. This is part 3, whereby we are going to talk about, to listen more about retaining employees by offering them the different ways to grow.
People are quitting their jobs in record numbers. Research from Deloitte shows that one of the most effective ways of keeping employees is by offering professional development. Plain and simple, employees want to grow on the job, up, down, and sideways. And the data supports this. The 2022 LinkedIn Global Talent Trends Report found that employees believe professional development is the #1 way to improve company culture. A second report by ExecuSearch found that 86% of professionals would change jobs if a new company offered them more development opportunities. While these statistics may seem daunting, the good news is that you can do something about it by taking professional development seriously. Here are 2 examples. Number 1, Betterment, an investment software company, provides one-on-one coaching to all employees as a key part of their professional development strategy. Directors and above get 6 sessions per year, and anyone below the director level gets 3 sessions per year. And Betterment isn't alone. Lots of companies are offering coaching and seeing incredible results in terms of engagement and retention. Another great example is Truckstop.com, a freight company. They get employees started on professional development during onboarding, when employees are given an entire day to focus on self-discovery. Amazing, right? How do they do it? They use the Myers-Briggs, one of the most popular assessments in the world. All new employees take the assessment and then spend the day discussing the results with their manager and creating a plan on how they do their best work. I mean, who would want to leave a company that prioritizes personal and professional development from the minute you walk in the door? Not me. Professional development is going to look different in every organization, but what's not different is how important it is to employees. Employees want professional development and will leave if they don't get it. And that's why professional development is everyone's business. Be sure to make it yours. Have you ever heard of the famous 20% case study from Google? If not, you will now. At Google, employees are encouraged to spend 80% of their time on core projects and 20% of their time on innovation activities that pique their own personal interests. Data shows, and we know that Google is a very data-driven organization, that when employees are able to follow their curiosity, even just for 20% of the time, people thrive and businesses do too. You may be thinking, wow, I'll need to show my leaders a lot of real data, hard evidence to justify taking time away from employees' core jobs. Well, here's some of that data that supports the business case for curiosity. A Harvard Business Review study found that cultivating a sense of curiosity in your employees results in a wide range of benefits: greater creativity and innovation, better communication, improved team performance, fewer decision-making errors, and reduced group conflict. Here's a really cool example that dates back to the early 1900s, which involves Italy's first typewriter factory, Olivetti. Sometime in the 1930s, employees caught one of their coworkers leaving the factory with a bag full of machinery. They accused him of stealing and asked the company to fire him. The worker told the CEO, Adriano Olivetti, that he was taking the parts home to work on a new machine over the weekend because he didn't have time while performing his regular job. Olivetti was very progressive and in many ways ahead of his time. Instead of firing this guy, Olivetti not only gave him time to create the machine, but promoted him and put him in charge of its production. The result was the creation of the first electronic calculator. How can you give your employees that kind of license to innovate? Think about ways you can implement concrete opportunities for employees to follow their own curiosity and see where it takes them. I know this might feel a bit counterintuitive and maybe even a little risky, but as you begin to understand professional development differently, it won't be long before you see the proof that giving employees permission to be curious is good for people and good for business. It sounds good on paper that we should be encouraging employees to do their day job and find time to grow and develop, but often there are not enough hours in the day to do even one of those things. According to a Salesforce report, 59% of the US workforce reports fewer learning opportunities since March of 2020. But what if leaders were able to incorporate learning and development right into the workday? This might be a reason to give it a try. That same Salesforce survey found that when there is an increased investment in learning and development, 74% of respondents say they would be more productive, 72% say they would be more engaged, and 69% say they would be happier with their work. One of my favorite examples of building learning into the workday comes from none other than LinkedIn through a program called InDay. InDay is 1 day per month that is set aside for employees to focus on themselves, the company, and the world. Each month has a theme, and employees are invited to participate in whatever way works for them through the many scheduled activities or on their own, or if they're really backed up, not at all. I had the good fortune of attending a wellness-themed InDay when I was doing research for my second book, Rituals Roadmap. Between my morning meditation class, a country line dancing class, and a wellness fair, it was impossible not to take professional development personally. There was something for everyone. At financial services firm EA Markets, employees are mainly virtual, but they enlisted my help in planning a day worth the commute, where 1 day per month they come in and see each other face to face, bond, and have some meetings. Wisely, the CEO also wanted professional development to be baked right into the structure of the day. Growth is not an afterthought, which is why during our working session, employees brainstormed ideas that included lunch and learns, interviewing senior leaders about their career paths, bringing in an outside speaker, and hosting a book club. So take a look and map out the professional development opportunities in your organization. What kind of programs do you have? When are they offered? And if you find that none of them are baked right into the workday, think about opportunities to build them in. So whether it's an hour a week, a full day a month, put some professional development opportunities on the calendar right now. You'll be glad you did.